are watching another opportunity for snow across the area. We'll talk totals up next.
Officer-involved shooting. One person is now dead in Danville. Police say he threatened officers and they took aim. How it all unfolded. Chemical attack.
Coinciding with sarin and possibly also chlorine, because there have been burns to the eyes, there's been suffocation.
Haunting images coming in tonight after the attack. Hundreds affected and dozens killed. What we know at this hour.
You're watching ABC 13, news coverage you can count on. This is ABC 13 News at 6.
We are following breaking news tonight of an officer-involved shooting in Danville. One person is now dead. Police say it all started early this morning here on the 2300 block of North Main Street. This is where a woman reported she was being assaulted. Police say she managed to get away and went to her home on Sunset Drive. That's where we find Kyle Wilcox right now. Kyle, what happened from there?
Police say the attacker followed the woman to her house here on Sunset Drive and tried to make his way into her home. When police arrived, they saw evidence of an assault, giving them cause to arrest the suspect. They say the suspect walked away and ignored commands to stop. That's when police say he got into a vehicle and drove into a nearby wooded area. Police then followed. When the suspect finally exited his vehicle, police say he refused to show his hands. Police say they tried to use a taser on him but were unsuccessful. That's when they say he turned on officers in a threatening manner and then police shot him. The suspect was transported to Sova Health where he was pronounced dead. No officers were harmed. The Virginia State Police are handling the investigation. The identity of the man shot has not been released. Live in Danville, Kyle Wilcox, ABC 13 News.
Thank you, Kyle. And also developing at this hour, police are investigating a shooting that happened here in Lynchburg yesterday. One person has been arrested, as you can see on your screen. Officers were called to Lynchburg General around 2 in the afternoon. They say officers found a woman with several gunshot wounds to her legs. That woman was admitted with non-life-threatening injuries and is said to be in stable condition now. Lynchburg police arrested Hunter Cooper. He's facing several charges, including malicious wounding. Cooper is being held without bond. And you can stay up to date on all the latest news by using our ABC 13 News app. Then sign up for push alerts so you are the first to get breaking news as it happens.
All right, well, Stafford, hope you get outside and enjoy today. We saw a lot of sunshine. That will not be the case tomorrow as another system has its eyes set on the area, currently spinning away out here towards St. Louis. That's going to ride along a warm front and give us the opportunity at more snow possible for tomorrow. Those clouds, though, build in tonight, so the evening is dry. 49 at 7, 43 by 9, and 39, though, back at 11. We're a little warmer tonight because of the increase in the cloud cover that will start to move in overnight tonight. However, a few slick spots certainly possible first thing tomorrow morning as that next round of winter weather takes aim over the area. However, by the afternoon to the evening, temperatures safely above freezing. We should have no problems on the roadways by then. Remember, you can track the latest road conditions by logging on to 511virginia.org. Coming up in the full forecast, we'll talk timing and totals of our next system. Again, it doesn't look to be all that bad. Looks to be relatively minor, very similar to what we saw yesterday. But we want to catch that full forecast, and we'll have that for you in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Will. And VDOT in Lynchburg says they plan to keep an eye on the roads ahead of the anticipated snow tomorrow morning. Officials are watching the forecast and will have crews come in to monitor conditions overnight. VDOT says to just be mindful before heading out on the roads. And you can ask Will your questions tonight about the weather. Join his Facebook Live on our ABC 13 Facebook page at 10:30. Post your questions in the comments and he will do his best to answer you. These are just some of the images coming in at this hour of the possibly hundreds of people in Syria affected by a gas attack. Dozens are confirmed dead, and most of them are women and children. Some of the images are so gruesome, we have decided not to show them. So far, the Syrian government has denied the attack. ABC's David Packer brings us up to speed on what happened and how President Donald Trump is responding tonight.
The possible poison chemical attack in the Syrian city of Douma has killed dozens and injured many more, including children.
All the symptoms have been reported from today as coinciding with sarin and possibly also chlorine, because there have been burns to the eyes, there's been suffocation, pinpointed pupils.
The Syrian Civil Defense, better known as the White Helmets, were able to document some fatalities but were impeded by conditions that made breathing difficult for rescuers. There were reports more than 500 people, mostly women and children, were taken to medical centers with breathing difficulties and other symptoms. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government denying it carried out a poison attack on Douma, but the State Department issuing a statement overnight saying the United States continues to use all efforts available to hold those who use chemical weapons in Syria and otherwise accountable. President Trump condemning the attack, calling it mindless, tweeting, "Another humanitarian disaster for no reason whatsoever. Sick." Also calling out his predecessor for not taking action against Syria. If President Obama had crossed his stated red line in the sand, the Syrian disaster would have ended long ago. If confirmed, a chemical attack in Syria would pose a dilemma for the president, who ordered strikes on a Syrian airbase a year ago, but has recently said he wants to get the United States out of Syria.
So is it possible there will be another missile attack?
I wouldn't take anything off the table. These are horrible photos. We're looking into the attack at this point.
Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
And the man killed in a fire at the Trump Tower has now been identified. Police say he is Todd Brassner, a resident of the building. The New York Fire Department says 6 firefighters were hurt, but their injuries are non-life-threatening. The blaze broke out Saturday night, and it was declared under control by 9 p.m. Officials say it was contained to the 50th floor of the building. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have a triplex apartment in the tower, but firefighters say none of the members of the Trump family were there during the fire. The cause is still under investigation.
Philadelphia Flyers are devastated to learn of the tragedy involving members of the Humboldt Broncos junior ice hockey team.
Condolences are pouring in from around the globe after a deadly crash involving a popular youth hockey team in Canada. 15 people were killed and 14 more injured. Here you can see a heartbreaking photo showing 3 of the players holding hands in the hospital. It happened Friday evening when a tractor trailer collided with their bus. Most of those on board were teenagers, but among the dead was the hockey team's head coach, Darcy Hogan.
Those are his boys. I know he would have, and he did, laid down his life for any of them.
President Trump and the Canadian Prime Minister also both sent out their condolences to the families of the victims. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office is mourning one of their canines today. They wrote on their Facebook yesterday that Alma had passed away. They say Alma was Deputy Kressel's partner for 5 years. Officials wrote she was a loyal companion and her service won't be forgotten. Legal battle, why the creators of Netflix hit series Stranger Things may have to appear in court.
I haven't made too many friends with my forecast over the past couple of days, but I think I'm going to make some more with this one. We've got warmer weather on the way. I'll let you know when. Up next. All right, hope you enjoyed today. We saw a lot of sunshine here, not the case out towards the west. And yet again, another opportunity for us to get some snowfall into the area as we head in towards the next couple of hours, specifically tomorrow morning. We've got a warm front situated right in through here. That'll lift north as we head through the overnight. We've got an area of low pressure spinning its way out towards St. Louis. That'll ride along that warm front to give us our next opportunity at some winter weather around here. You can start to tell the clouds are already starting to increase throughout the area. So we'll call things officially clouding up overnight tonight. Because of that, don't expect temperatures to really go down nearly as far as we went last night. Last night we were in the 20s. Don't expect us to get out of the 30s, or don't expect us to get below 30 tonight. But temperatures still rather cool out there. 52 in Danville and 50 right now over into Lynchburg. Again, the clouds will be back as we head through the overnight tonight. Here we are by 7 o'clock, really clouding up by 11 o'clock. But again, no problems here. We're all dry. By the time we get to 4:30 in the morning, however, there's a problem. We've got some snowfall once again back out from the NRV, the Allegheny Highlands, also back into the New River Valley. Some of that snow could come down heavy at times, producing maybe a quick coating to maybe an inch or two of snow before all is said and done there. By 7 o'clock, the snow will advance its way towards the east, so Livingston back down through Lynchburg, Bedford County, back down and through Martinsville, maybe as far east as Farmville, and maybe even Danville getting in on some snow by 7 o'clock. This looks honestly a lot worse than it actually will be. A lot of this snow will be light, and keep in mind also because of the ground temperature, temperatures and the road temperatures, a lot of whatever falls will fall on the grassy surfaces. Roads, for the most part, would just be wet, not necessarily slick, but not a bad idea to use some caution first thing tomorrow morning on your way out the door to school and or work. And look at this, by noon, it's pretty much completely gone except for a stray shower, because by this point, temperatures will be well above freezing, and we'll keep a stray shower in the forecast for the rest of the day on Monday, but for the rest of the afternoon, honestly not looking that bad. So the big winners will be once again along and west of Interstate 81, where we could see 1 to 2 inches, maybe a little bit more in this purple color up towards Covington. We have gone ahead and broad brushed a lot of the area under a quick coating, just in case one of these heavier snow bands come through. Much like what we saw last night, a quick coating definitely possible out for areas around Campbell County, Pennsylvania County, Halifax County last night as that one particular snow band moved through. So that's why we're going to broad brush a lot of the area with a quick coating. And again, keep in mind, this is mostly going to be on the grassy surfaces and the elevated surfaces. Roads should be just wet, not necessarily slick. The further east you go, mostly just rain with a few flakes. So again, bottom line, not necessarily a big deal, but again, probably a bigger talking point than it is an impact. So again, possible rain, snow in the morning tomorrow, but then we're going to warm up. We're going to decrease the rain chances, then just pretty much a cloudy afternoon over in Danville for tomorrow. So lows tonight, warmer than what we saw last night. We'll be back at the upper 30s or the upper 20s to the low to mid 30s, especially along the south side. High temperatures tomorrow will actually climb up to the upper 40s, lower 50s, but keep in mind, because we are going to start out in the 30s, that's why we have that winter weather in store. As we mentioned earlier, I haven't made a lot of friends with the forecast over the past couple of days, but I think we're finally going to start to make some as this jet stream finally starts to lift north across the area. By the middle to end of the week, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the upper 60s to the middle 70s. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast that I think a lot of you are going to like. 60 Tuesday and Wednesday, nearing 70 on Thursday. Carrie, we could near 80 degrees in spots Friday and next Saturday. We are going to bring back some rain in here Saturday and Sunday, but I think we'll take that compared to snow, especially when the payoff is warmer temperatures across the area.
So we just have to make it through tomorrow morning.
That's right. And again, we want to emphasize, not going to be a big deal. Most of that accumulation is going to be on the grassy surfaces, just very similar to what we saw yesterday. Don't be surprised if you get a quick coating, but other than that, not really a big deal.
All right, make sure to keep those end temperatures around
See what we can do for you.
Long run.
We'll see what we can do for you.
All right, thanks, Will.
You're welcome.
If you live in Lynchburg and want to vote in the upcoming city council election next month, you will need to register to vote by tomorrow. If you need to update your name or address on your voting records, Monday is also the deadline for that. You can either visit the registrar's office on Kemper Street or register online. We have a link on our website at WSET.com. And former FBI agents are calling for the release of Jens Soering. They're holding a press conference tomorrow in Charlottesville. The former agent will discuss documents he was able to get that he says contradicts what law enforcement has told the public about the 1985 Haysom murders. Our Noreen Turin will be at the conference tomorrow, so count on us to bring you details starting at 5 o'clock. Cats with a badge? The police department that is considering putting these furry friends on the force, just like canines. To make history overseas, Stranger Things is facing a legal battle, and now you can buy shares of Spotify stock. Circa's Cheryl Lazard takes a look back at some of the biggest pop culture stories of the week.
Hey, it's Cheryl Lazar from Circa Pop Live, and here's your pop culture wrap-up of the week. In movie news, Black Panther is about to become the first movie screened in Saudi Arabia in 35 years. The Middle Eastern country just lifted its ban on cinema, with AMC opening a concert hall-sized luxury theater to host the Marvel spectacle. In TV news, the creators of Stranger Things are being accused of stealing the idea for the show. The brothers deny the claim, but a resurfaced Netflix casting call for a show called Montauk will likely lead to a long legal battle. In music news, Spotify is now the world's most valuable music company. The Swedish music streaming service went public this week, valuing the company at almost $30 billion, making its co-founder and CEO, Daniel Ek, the richest man in the history of music. In celebrity news, Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan announced that their 9-year marriage is over. The Hollywood couple made the announcement on Instagram, saying this: "We have lovingly chosen to separate as a couple. We fell deeply in love so many years ago and have had a magical journey together." For the latest stories in pop culture, be sure to check out Circa Pop Live, weekdays 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, only on Circa.com.
And for those country music fans out there, you may hear a familiar voice on American Idol tonight. Bobby Bones, who you can hear locally on New Country 107.9, will join the show as a mentor tonight. American Idol airs right here on ABC 13 at 8 o'clock tonight. And Dave Walls is up next with sports. Back to baseball. The Hillcats and Ducks in a twin bill. Would either team walk away with the first series win of the season?
This is the Toyota Sports Desk.
Hi everybody, I'm Dave Walls. It is Green Jacket Sunday. Golf's best making the turn for home at the Masters at Augusta at this hour. Currently, Patrick Reed is clinging to a 2-shot lead over Jordan Spieth, who came out of nowhere today, 8 under par for the round. Ricky Fowler also tied for second and third with a -4 on the day. We'll have full highlights and reaction from Augusta tonight on 13 News at 11. Well, we got back to baseball this afternoon. The Lynchburg Hillcats and Down East Wood Ducks were rained out on Saturday, so the two we're playing a twin bill today at Calvin Falwell Field. Cats strike at first, already up 1-0. Connor Capel hits a fly ball to left field. John Carter's going to try to score from third. The throw in time, but the tag is not. Carter slides under it. Sac fly is good. Cats up 2-0 and rolling. But the Ducks rally back in the fourth. Chuck LeBlanc hits a hard grounder back to the pitcher, so we go over to second for one, but the throw not in time at first for the double play. And LeBlanc's hustle pays off as he comes home off the bat of Preston Scott to make it a 2-1 game. Down East would tie it in the fifth. Then in the final frame, the Ducks' Leody Taveras punches one into right field for the base hit, Blaine Prescott. Down East rallies late to clip the Hillcats in game one. Final score 4-2. But in game two, Justin Garza threw a gem for the Hillcats, striking out 7, allowing no runs over 5 innings of work. Lynchburg splits the series with the 1-0 win to welcome Buies Creek to town for 3 starting tomorrow night. And as we go to the scoreboard, as for Buies Creek, the Astros and Salem Red Sox, they battled in a doubleheader of their own at Haley Toyota Field. Game 1 goes to extras where Buies Creek edges the Sox 1-0. Right now in game 2, they're tied up 1-1 in the 5th. College softball in the ODAC, Randolph sweeping a doubleheader at Bridgewater 5-2 and 5-3. The Lynchburg Hornets also sweeping a doubleheader at Eastern Mennonite 5-4 and 6-4. We go to the Big South where Sarah Robertson has a solo home run, Liberty leading Longwood 2-1 in the 5th inning. We go to baseball. Liberty drops game 1 to Campbell, but right now leading game 2 5-0. We head inside to the ice today where the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs will find out who they'll play in the first round of the SPHL playoffs. The Dogs defeated first place Peoria on the road last night to cap the regular season with a 26-26-4 record. The team is holding a watch party at the Berglund Center at this hour. We'll hear from the team tonight at 11. And finally, wrapping up with NASCAR this afternoon, drivers took last week off, now back in Texas for a shootout, but the storyline is who would be left at the end of this one. Early in stage 1, watch as Martin Truex Jr. hits the wall after blowing out a tire. He's okay, but his day would be done. A little bit later, you're in the car with Kyle Larson, the 42 car, hard into the wall after blowing out that right front. The hard impact destroyed the car, but he would be okay as well. Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, all some of the big names tangling up in this one. The race, however, just went final, and it's Kyle Busch who survives, leading 116 laps to take the checkered flag. Moving down the leaderboard, Harvick, McMurray, Eric Jones, and Ryan Blaney, your top 5. We will hear from our winner tonight on 13 News at 11. And that is all for sports. Will Stafford has a final look at that weather when we come right back.
Police departments have canine units, but what about cats? A department in Troy, Michigan is looking to do just that, saying they are looking for a cat. It said on Twitter last month that it would get a cat if it had 10,000 followers by April. And right now they're about 1,000 followers short. So if you want to like that page, if you want them to get a cat, head over to their Facebook page. So still a little bit of time. Officers say they want to show their human side, and that's why they want to add possibly cats to the force.
They want to get their claws into the police work.
There we go. We're getting the puns. I like it.
Will, you got one left?
No, I think you guys took all. Okay. I'll stick with the forecast. We've got some clouds moving in as we head through the evening, mostly cloudy skies overnight, and snowfall by morning. We expect that by 4:30, working into the western sections, and that'll progressively push east as we head through the rest of the morning. Accumulating snow is going to hold west of 81. However, a quick coating not out of the question for central Virginia. I think we're going to be just a little bit too warm for Southside Virginia. And again, most of this is going to be on the grassy and elevated surfaces. I think roads, they'll be wet, but they more than likely will not be slick. Nevertheless, wouldn't be a bad idea to allow yourself some extra time first thing in the morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.